my normal sort of time of doing my live and things like that, because they have decided really need my free flow, and without me having the equipment that I really need, and it would probably feel a little bit weird. I don't know how I'd feel just sort of setting a camera up and having a camera up and talking to a camera and pretty much living like Big Brother as we do. So I thought I would just you guys come on for a bit, because obviously I come on and I talk or I rant or I inform or I educate or I explain or I justify myself or I get some shit off my chest. But this time it's really serious now because the plot thickens, the pandemic thickens, the story unfolds, the masquerades, great stage continues. And for somebody like me, it's very interesting to watch, to oversee, to orchestrate sometimes, to influence, to penetrate, to investigate, to insinuate, to imply, to bring order, structure, to bring basic family values back to basics. It's not going to be easy. Refining is very difficult. The loss of material worlds is going to be very difficult for many people to go through. We are in massive times of uncertainty. Our basic fundamental human needs are currently being nyagged at because the majority of people build their stability in their house, their car, their material possessions, their family, their community, the people that they have around them, their businesses, and that is their security. But as we know, the youth, what we call the millennials, they're not educated to the extent with Equifax, Experian, all of these credit control things, which is good. It stops fraud. It prevents people. Like prime example, before I get into what I really really want to talk about, but I will do it now. The bells have just gone off. But um, where was my head? Um, More to the point, where was my heart? Um, yeah, with basic sort of things like, for example, I've ordered the boys a bed and I've had to do it through a payday scheme because my credit score is damaged. And hello there, Apollo UK. How are you doing? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Let me just finish what I was saying about Equifax Experience because it's really, really, really important. It's like a game of Jenga, a game of cards, House of Cards, dominoes effect. When people play games, like in the courts, it's a win lose, okay? So when you go into court, when you go into magistrates or criminal courts or parliament or anything like this, it's a game. It's a game between parties, it's a game between powers and principalities, it's a game of control, it's a game of leadership. Take Brian, is it Brian? Vote for Brian. Can't think now. His marketing's absolutely fucking top notch. I'd love to sit down and have a meal with the guy and ask, what he thinks about why he's running for mayor of London, and I probably could do so. However, since commenting on his post, I have been restricted on YouTube. I wear red. It was the distraction in the Matrix, the woman in the red dress. The red X is not from me. Well, it is actually, because it comes through the platform which created the platform of multi-agencies of human and child traffickers to come together under one brand. And that came through this little light of mine, through LZ7, and then obviously through Hope for Justice, and then Hope for Justice connecting to America, around the world, And the thing is, you can't have lots of different pockets of different things. So I can't do what I am trained to do because I have children, and I become a mum very young. In fact, when I found out I was pregnant with Liam, which is, and to answer some questions that the trolls have put down, who've just had their email to have them removed, by the way, and next notification goes in with court soon. But, and you can't run because we've already got your details, we know who you are. So anyway, don't play games with people who don't play games. I'm a strategist. I'm a strategist, not a game player, strategist. Now, to answer one of the questions quickly from the trolls, my first pregnancy was to Lee, a guy called Lee. I'd been with him from when I was 13 all the way through to 16. And the only reason that our relationship ended was because social services forced a termination on me when I was 15. So obviously then I met James, which was Liam's dad. And then James had PTSD from going to Oman, Iraq, that sort of thing, literally at a very young age, at 18. And I met him at the hospital. Keys. It's all about the keys, isn't it? All about the keys. So anyway, my point being is, now I'm on my time, and I'm just in my time now, is my theory, my beliefs, my intuition, my processing, their moves, our moves, everybody else's moves, what's going on around me, what do I know, what am I reading? I'm watching the entire world plus Mars, Jupiter, planets, space, and back to EastEnders on the telly, and my two children, and my two children, and my two children, and myself, and everything on going on around me at the moment, as well as the fact that tomorrow my Uncle Sam's coming to see me, and I haven't seen my Uncle Sam since he was in a coma where somebody put a claw through his head. And as you know, my Uncle Sam did 9 years of a prison sentence. He doesn't like being reminded of this stuff. We won't even be talking about some of this stuff tomorrow. I have to be very careful what I talk about, what I don't talk about around him. And he does watch my Facebook lives. I don't think he watches my YouTubes. I don't know. If you do, see you tomorrow, Sam. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Please don't let me down. I won't let you down, Uncle Sam. So, anyway, when I was 14, I did my work experience from Ashma School on a link because I wasn't actually at school. I was with a home tutor in Farnham, and I had my. Don't think I don't know if I had my. I don't even know where I was living at this time. I could have either have been with my foster carers or at my nan's or with my mum, or I definitely wasn't with my dad, and I definitely wasn't seeing my stepmom, ex-stepmom. So I believe I would have been in that area because I did it in Borden, and I know exactly where I did it. It was in Borden Shopping Mall. The solicitors that was at the top, I can't remember the name. I've got the certificate somewhere. And I basically did the original hacking, the original hacking where you actually scan pieces of paperwork, put them in your pocket, and walk out. And I basically gave them to a woman called Mimi, and she was a solicitor for everybody else. Ignored me. Nobody would let me hand it. My mum, my nan, nobody was listening. So anyway, I handed them to Mimi anyway when she came to see my nan for Sam. I used to go to the prison pretty much whenever my nan would take me. I'm sure I remember it so many times, but I don't remember it obviously being every weekend and every month for over nine years. But I wore the t-shirts, I got into the fights, I graffitied, I did what I did, I got my message out in the way that I got my message out. I got my anger out in the way that I needed to get my anger out. And I basically gave this to Mimi. Now, Mimi was the solicitor, but the barrister was Michael Mansfield. So basically, he got his appeal and he got out. So he was innocent. He's left-handed. The person was killed by a right-handed person. You know, don't hide information when we know you have that information, because it's very easy to infiltrate people to get what you want. I'm an ex-army wife. I'm an ex-pads brat. My father raised me on martial arts, Bruce Lee, from literally the moment I was in my mama's womb. If I was a boy, I was going to be called Bruce after Bruce Lee. I was a girl, I was called Kelly, but I got a karate suit, not a football pit coat or not a ballet thing. I got a karate suit. I got a karate suit all the time. I got football strips. I was treated like a boy. No, I'm not a lesbian. And no, I do not think the fact that if a woman has short hair, she must be a lesbian. What I said was my daughter went away on holiday by herself for a week with someone called Nana. This was in my letter. And she came back and cut her hair off and put football top and trainers on, Nike trainers, funny enough. And that was what I did after what I went through. And that my daughter is not a 13, 14-year-old. She is 11. And 11-year-old, well, she's 10 actually. 10-year-olds don't do this. So, as you know, my daughter and my son were forced adopted. I have been politically campaigning since publicly in the papers since October 2010. I went into the papers against George Osborne when he announced the benefit cuts and the Spartacus report was produced. Callia Franklin and many others were involved in that. Callia Franklin was my best friend at that particular time. Well, only friend, not necessarily my best friend. I probably wasn't her best friend, but she was probably my only friend. And I couldn't afford to get her for Christmas what she got for me. And I think it really hurt her. I was a mum, and maybe she understands this now. She's a mum. But it was beautiful that she was able to do that for me. And I felt very honoured because I'd provided Christmas dinner and for her coming to our house. So, anyway, another matter, another story. But anyway, I lost my kids, and obviously I was very isolated from many people. I had made it all the way just to prove on this particular live for people who haven't been with me all the way through, because I actually have it to hand as I'm gathering and pulling paperwork together. And I'd shown someone today. So basically, there's the crew pass. That's Donald Trump on the front there. This is the man that I used to humbly serve. This is Anthony Robbins. And then obviously that meant I had to look after these people and every other people and every speaker, including Kevin Green, as you know, was already, and I was already being mentored by James Greenwell, who is triathlon Olympic, blah, 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 blah. Many different crossovers, many different dots. I've been playing connect the dots for a very, very long time. I was an only child until my brother came into the world when I was 11, who I then had to leave. When I was probably just before I was 11 actually, and then I had to leave him when he was a baby. He wasn't two, he was a baby. It was about 6, 7, 8 months when I had to leave him. He might have been a bit older, I don't know. This is why I need to write my book. It's not on your timing. It's not when these trolls tell me it's going to happen. It's me unfolding it. It's something that it's inevitable. The documentaries, the films and everything, it's inevitable. People badger me and request this stuff from me all the time. And I do it in the Lord's timing when he's ready. And he's telling me now to tell you a lot that obviously lockdown will commence on Thursday worldwide, okay? The reason this is happening is because we expect us make a stand since 2010. Well, it's existed since 2004. It's not mine. There's amazing, wonderful people. Like I said, there's lots of subsections of lots of different things and lots of different movements and stuff that need to flow. Obviously, their point is government corruption, Scientology, blah, 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 to knock them out. Now, what you've got to remember is polarity exists, and with every polarity, there's an opposition. I now have an opposition. So basically, what you've got to remember is now all the trains, all the buses, everything will be closed. Any person moving around, eyes, everything scanned. You've got a mask on, so please, hats on. I warned you, get your hats on, get your hoods on. I'll start putting them up. Postage, stop, boom, boom, boom. What this is going to mean is there will be lots of police, army, and people. It's been very quiet here in Great Britain Forget what's, it's going to go really heavy all the way around the world over the next 5 or 6 days. Please, 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 please stand down, stay in your homes, self-isolate yourself, ring your family. Now, when you watch this live, please go ring your mum, ring your dad, ring your aunties, your uncles. Make sure that they have everything that they need. Make sure that between your family, your friends, your community, please make sure everybody's got dog food, cat food, people who've got electric key meters that you ring up and say, is there any surplus that we can put on? Please help your neighbors, people who are on universal credits that you know. There is a chance, as I have said, all the middle class, working class are going to get pushed onto universal credits over the next 3 or 4 weeks, okay? During this time, if you've got a contract, please ring your phone provider and let them know we are going into lockdown. Every single one of us do this and say, I'm preparing for the fact that I could potentially fall into a trap that I'm not willing to go into the gap. So please, 1, 2, 3. By January, a lot of people are going to potentially be facing evictions, mortgages, bankruptcy, debt. Oh, I warned you. I warned you all. We could have prepared. We could have been so ready for this. I warned you all. I wish I could find the video at 2012 when I was at Anonymous. I had the butterfly on my face front for anybody who didn't know, and I had the mask on my back of mine. And as you know, I don't wear a mask. My message is look in the mirror. Hello. Do you like what you see? Do you love who you are? Not in a narcissistic way where you fall so in love with you, are so pre-absorbed that you become so above your own station. It's not about being above your own station. It's about being who you are. It is a time for you to know who you are, because it's like getting swept away in a currency. Everybody wants to have some form of significance, some form of certainty, something to hold on to right now. People are being told, Jesus ain't come. This isn't, I'm telling you now, this is not the second coming right here, right now. It's not. Bloody hell, the temple hasn't even been built, for fuck's sake, for them to take it down. Do you know your Bible? But this is the construction of the 10. This is the construction of the one. It's not even the one world order you're all talking about. This is about Israel. Okay, so please join us in Jerusalem all the way through. I'm going to be putting some videos out for you to practice Jerusalem. We got to keep our spirits high. Lots of people are going to fall into depression, suppression, suicide battles. We have to support our own families. And even if you are then isolated, we will come together for the people who are alone. Nobody's to go through this alone, okay? Even if I can't be here to answer all the questions because I've got my 2 little boys to stand for, or, I'm here on my own too. I do have lots of people, but I don't have people, but I do, but I don't. I got my issues that I deal with, my insecurities, my trust issues. I'm not here to project them on anybody. I'm here to say that when you go through cognitive dissonance, when you go through incongruency, when you're in incongruency, where you have 2 belief systems and you're not sure which one to run with, battlefield of the mind. It comes with healing, it comes with trauma as well. Everybody of us experience trauma in some form of way. When I stood on Trafalgar Square with my car, and I did a live there to say to you all, the police are taking my car, not because my car is not insured or taxed or all of these things that we have. Some are prisons and some are prisms. Some are really good. We don't want people parking on corners where cars are coming around that's going to cause an absolute calamity. So we need people to pave the yellow lines. We need people to say this is a yellow line. There is a warning, there is a risk, there is a danger. We need these. But what we don't need to be is completely crushed by them. But we can't allow for the cunts that just go, yeah, fuck it. I would rather I got to go do this, mate. I'm going to pick me drugs up, mate. I don't give a shit whether the little old woman's walking across the road. Bang. Like we said, that if you were in a restaurant and there was a fire in the kitchen, and we come running, the waiter come running out, gone fire, fire, and you're enjoying your meal and pissed, and it's like, but there's a fire in the kitchen, guys, you've got to get out. You know, it's not about panicking. It's not about being in fear. It's about just really realizing that right now you're realizing that you are not in control of your own life, and actually you have been brainwashed. You have been educated to a level of knowledge that is beneath you. You have been educated with lies about the monarchy, religion, spirituality, the Bible, many other things. It's hard, it's soul crushing, it's soul destroying. But it's a time for you to get to know who you really are while you are at home. You have 2 days to make some decisions about where you want to spend this time. I'm telling you that here in the UK, you're going to see something that you've never seen before, and it's not going to be nice. So stay indoors, do your Pilates, join an online gym, get physically healthy, get physically active. Don't go crazy in the supermarkets, let's graze it. Plant your seeds. Keep all the seeds from all of the fruits and vegetables that you have. Use your compost, use your recycling. Please don't just dump your waste. We're not going to have bin men out there. Please don't just throw shit out there to charity shops because they're going to be closed. But remember, the charities still need to exist. So please make donations and help them out because they're dependent on these shops. They're dependent on these things. So please remember about your local hospitals. Please remember people that have care packages that have been failed before already and they're going to get failed again. Please remember that people like Josie potentially should be seeing her daughter on Thursday. The lockdown will probably cancel that. Her birthday is on the 15th of December and Josie won't get to see her. And then it's Christmas. These are all man-made pagan things, not even pagan Christianity. Everything that comes together, people like Muslims and stuff, stay away from it. The reason that they do, why do you want to get drunk? Why do you want to get out your head? Why do you want to get involved in materialism? So please, as from now, guys, get your little twinkly lights out and let's light the world up, okay? Let's put them out on our balconies, on our front lawns, around our windows, to let people know that we can be a shining light in this world. Join your streets in singing, join your streets in dancing and entertaining for people. Join us on the 13th of December for a worldwide Jerusalem challenge. We want the judges, we want the solicitors, we want the firefighters, the policemen, we want the YMCA, the teachers, the church people. We want us to all to come together, but not like they want, not their way. They don't want Christ in this. Christ will always be in my heart. If you scan your own heart, there's a cross right in the middle. And blood is the most beautiful, blessed thing that we have. And the breath that we take is the most wonderful. I have vocal cord dysfunction. Another question for my trolls. Why don't I wear a mask for my medical reasons, not my political reasons, my medical reasons? As I'm talking to you, you can hear that I have a very croaky voice. If I was to inhale very hard, all down here into here would collapse. I'm meant to have a track in here. So therefore, I am wearing your shitty fucking cunting masks because if I was to inhale and I couldn't get that mask off, I'd go into a panic attack. Also, rape victims don't wear these masks either. There is a law to protect you if you have ever been in this situation. But not only that, I'm gagged. I'm gagged. I'm officially gagged. I officially have legal paperwork that says that I cannot talk about Aaron and Faith until they're 18 years old. That I cannot tell you that, you know, they were taken from Milo Hospital within the space of like seconds and it off in the Volvo, and I was taken back to save the family, screaming down a wall, not knowing that this stuff was true. Like, but I was asking the question like way before, why do parents not fight for their kids? Why do they not fight for their kids? Because they are alienated, beaten, battered, manipulated, controlled, gaslighted, mismanaged, misjudged, misinformed, misread, miseducated, misunderstood, misguided and misunderstood. And it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Do you know my paperwork? My name's apparently all over Josie's paperwork. It's because of these trolls. It's because of these trolls. It's what these trolls have done. It's them that's caused it. It's them that sabotaged. You know, we you know, and they're now not even going to be funding, like, where she's currently going to be. But luckily, she's a place that are saying, well, we'll do it out of our own pocket then. So we've got a fighting chance, but all reports have got to be in for January. Everything will reset in January. Trades will reset. We're heading into not a storm. We're actually heading into a refining. Have a clear out tomorrow. Literally, have a look and really, really think about things. Pack it up, put it away. Take this time to really defrag, degunk, and maybe just quickly just put a few things out for people to have and put them up on free cycle quickly, but probably not enough time. Maybe just wait and we can do this for Christmas without presents. Store them up for Christmas, maybe wrap them up because, you know, no, don't wrap them up because shops are going to be shut. I've got my son's birthday in November as well. My Uncle Sam's coming around tomorrow because obviously he's going on lockdown. Don't fight the police and the guards right now. They've got a job to do. They're people just like us. They probably disagree with a lot of what's going on. Let the abolitionists go through the doors. Let the people do what they've got to do. And let the people who do come out at night, come out at night. So the really good people can deal with problems in this world that a lot of people don't need to know about. And it has to stop. And it has to be done the right way. But there's lots of different things going on, lots of different people, but we're all part of the same planet. We're all part of the same world. We're all part of the same people that want to explore other planets and get like trains and buses. We have to advance. We have to evolve. But like the Terminator, it's whether these things are for good or bad. And we have an opportunity to say no to bad, but not in a way where, like, I laughed to my friend today. I said, wouldn't it be really great if I could scan your eyes in my door that would tell me whether or not you like blah, blah, blah. And we were laughing about it. And, but anyway, the police and the army, you're going to see it. Clap at the window if you're going to clap. But clap for yourselves. Clap for your family. Clap for the nurses that are confused on why they're being sent home because they're being told that all the cases are being, like, take us, Portsmouth. Oh, they're up at Southampton. Oh, well, they're up at this. Well, we sent a really nice piece, like, not at Southampton. So, like, they're here, they're there, you know. So there's lots of stuff going on. So the only way out of this is to go within. So go within yourself and put yourself first in line with whatever you feel comfortable at this time, realizing that there is a bigger picture than you and your life, and that there is a whole world of us. And on Thursday, I don't know how this is going to work with the crossovers of time. This will be interesting. Who locks down first? Let's watch it. Amber, I want a time frame now, all the way around the world. Lockdown, 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 in terms of who goes first on the clock. But look, guys, if such a thing was existing, we would be having Aboriginal places on the floor. China was trying to imply people were dropping all over the floor. Please look and watch documentaries on China. They've been wearing masks for years, okay? Have a look at their lifestyle, how it works. This is going worldwide. People are in agreements on technology, security, things that are going on, the Genesis program. How do I know? Because I used to deal with these people. The hostess with the mostess who sees and hears everything, who's an ex-escort, mate, an ex-army wife, who knew she was going to be talking for Great Britain one day, because everyone used to say that. She can talk for fucking Britain, I've had it all my life. But when I was given the vision to challenge Britain, and then given the vision to step Britain up, to love Britain, as you know, and many other little things that I've put out and things like that, that I knew this time would come. So this is all going to be set in 2025, then into 2030. If you don't believe me, go on to the World Health Organization for Sustainability for 2030. I have shown you on occasions the map and the whole thing that my friend Sue drew out with me, and we were planning on mapping out how this was going to be affecting us as a people. She'll tell you bang, 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 but she decided to be a foster carer, but didn't take my kids. Anyway, before I go, let's see if I can find it quickly. Just 2 seconds, see if I can find it. I might actually have it to hand. Oh, hang on, I might actually have it. Oh, seriously, no, look at this. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, look. Take off your masks. Take off your masks, you cyborgs. Don't get depression now. Oh, look, there's... Oh, apparently I didn't graduate. Yeah, she is. Oh, look. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I am a force of good. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Step up. And this is who I do it for. I've got to get this new frame. It got broken on the move. This is my daughter, Faith. And obviously my son. I'll get all the photographs out. But at the end of the day, I do it for this one. That's me. And I'll do it for you guys. So I don't think anybody should have to endure or be subjected to the level of pain that many people like me and many, many, many others, there's probably millions of us with hidden conditions. Mental health, if you want to put us under it. I have complex trauma, certainly, with all of this. But I'm okay, I'm good. I walk every day. I wish I could show you this little photograph in front of me, but I can't. I can't. Not yet. Yeah, I can. I want all prayers. I want all prayers. That girl is coming home. I'm a nana now. I'm a nana. I'll adopt Josie. She's 18. I'm 42. I can adopt her. What does she need as an 18-year-old? Somebody to come to Christmas. Somebody to celebrate her birthday with. Somebody to know that if she's ever without nappies, baby milk can help her out. I can do that. I can be these things to Josie and her baby. I can do this stuff for her. So I have to go to court. I would like to think that I could completely screw all of this up by applying to actually take full, because Josie's under care orders until she's 24, so she's not going to be released from social care until she's 24. She can do whatever she wants, but I know she wants to be with us. And I can be that mum to her. I think I have children of her age, are actually older. I have a 24-year-old and a 19-year-old, and I'd love an 18-year-old daughter. Why not? You know, why not? Why can't I have an 18-year-old daughter and another granddaughter? I have a grandson. It's just because of trolls like that cunt that have caused so much shit now that they've made it so they're saying that Josie couldn't have people around her because they couldn't trust her ability, or because of this person who's taken this forced adoption at exposed.org.uk. And I'll tell you what, if this person, who I do know who it is, we do have access to all of this information now. If this person causes for this little girl to not come home to her mummy and her daddy, I can't get involved with the father. There are alcohol and drug issues on that side, and he's much older than Josie, which is why Josie needs somebody who can deal with somebody older, who can, you know, still maybe make sure that he still has a relationship with his daughter without it affecting, you know, Josie healing and things, because I can deal with them things, and that's fine. And why don't my children grow up with me being a foster carer and adopter? That was always my plan in the first place, but I said I would wait until Liam and Daniel were older. I've always taken in strays. I'm renowned for it. I'm renowned for it. I've been told off for it for so many times. That's why I always said, well, I need a bigger property then, because what's your problem? I just need bigger space where I have a personal living home, you know, so be it. Sod knows. So please, guys, as you see the formation of protection going on, please do think about the NHS that are going through this. There's many situations and diseases and corona levels that have been going on for years and years and years. We are into colds, but the problem is everybody's into fear, focusing on death. Great, embrace your death. Imagine who it is. I'll leave you with this before I go. If you could look in that mirror now, I'll do it with you. Hang on a minute. I'll do it with you. I've got one here. In fact, I've got one here. If you could look in this mirror now, okay? Hello. If you could look in this mirror now and it was you, and you could imagine that you were a shadow of yourself at your funeral, and ask yourself who is stood by your side. Who are all of the people that surrounded you on the day that you leave this world and this planet and go back to your former self? Because we are spiritual beings here having a human experience in a physical body. Hence why I'm going through what I'm going through, to have the understanding of the lessons. And this is a time of tests. Pass your exams, people. Pass your exams. Do you know who you are? What do you love? Roller skating? String biking? Hiking? Flying? Hang gliding? Parachuting? Out of the massive big world that we have, how many waterfalls have you seen? How many sunrises have you watched? How many sunsets have you watched? How many roses have you taken the time to stop and smell? How many times have you stopped to speak to a stranger and share great knowledge between each other? How many times have you taken to speak to your next door neighbour? How many times have you even offered to help out a mum who might need to get to the shop for milk but the kids are asleep? How many times do you think about somebody other than yourself or your children or your family? How many times have you ever stepped out and thought about the world, be it round or flat? I think Mars can show you the angle. There's people that believe that it is all just an illusion and cameras and lights. The one big great stage. But whatever stage it may be, what position do you take? Are you behind the camera? Are you on the stage? Do you play the beggar or the borrower? Are you the rich man, the poor man? Are you the queen or the pauper? Within the Game of Thrones, within the game that goes on around us, the illusion of the world that exists, the one that was created through labels and words and spelling, break your spells, break your chains, and set yourself free. The countdown begins, 2 days to go. When lockdown comes, who do you know? Who do you want to be around? Who do you defend? Who do you stand for? Who will you stand up for? I don't stand against anything. When you stand against something, you bring what you resist persists. If you stand against child abuse, you breed child abuse. If you stand for the innocence of children to be protected, then that's what we shall do. If you choose to focus on lack and debt and poverty, that's the lifestyle of the residual action of your past thoughts and actions that you will continue to create into your, from your past to your present and into your future. Your future is defined by you, by the Lord, and the vision that you have. Those without a vision shall perish. I hope and pray that over these next 2 days that you feel petrified of the thought of being locked in, not having so much security, and then all of a sudden take the time to go away from yourself and into your heart and into your own mind. And it's not about not caring what people think. We all care. We all care. We all want people to know who we love. We want to trust people. But it's about faith in nature. But this child isn't being boxed and deported anywhere, mate. This baby is coming home to her mama. And I hope she gets to see her daddy very soon. And right now, well, they don't have a nanny. I guess it's me. And you guys and the whole world. So I will still be there on the 10th. That will be my exercise time on my skates out the front. So please do join me and many others for Save Our Children. And if they're not there, I will still be there. I will still be there on my roller skates for my exercise time with my children. I have a right to have this. I should get some more tags. Mine have got a bit damaged. Somebody's stolen my mask thing. That's how cuntish people can be as well. And I will be there on the 13th of December 2020. I have a feeling they are going to try to perimeter off this exact place I want to go. So I'm not saying where it is at this particular point. I don't know what's going to happen between this time because the people who have access to the equipment that I need have had pressure put on them from the university, from Portsmouth News now. This is all because of the troll person, by the way. And obviously by Victorious and stuff. So yes, the troll person is causing problems. And also it took us a long time to brand Forced Adoption Exposed. And the X that exists, not this one, but our one, was done by a father who died. So by taking away that from us, you're taking away so much, not from me, because this wasn't about me. This was formed by other mothers and other people and other things. So by the power of the Lord now, the person behind this, may I forgive and let go. And I enable the Lord to pour the hot coals upon them. I'm sorry they have to face their karma for what they have done. And actually, I appreciate them. They've given me time to think about things. They've given me time to have a look at the perspection that people have had. Unfortunately, I can't just print something up, and I've been trying to write out the questions that have been on the website to be able to answer them, but I'm on my phone. I've only got one screen, so I have to have them either printed in front of me or written or another equipment. I haven't got internet in here at the moment, and I can't hijack my internet on my phone on my laptop either. It's not letting me do it, so I'll try again in a minute. I'm moving around rooms to see if I can suss it and starting to get to know neighbours that might let me access stuff, because obviously, as you know, I set up BT. I made a phone call to Buckingham Palace and to Parliament. As you know, I speak to the recorder, the answer machine, it gets sent off. And after that, BT shut down. I basically said, Queenie, Queenie, who's got the ball? I think you should give your son an ups upside the head. And that he isn't our biggest problem. He's nothing more than a Hugh Hefner. And a Playboy bunny, and we need to get to the crux of the real child trafficking and the real stuff. And this isn't just about a VIP. Well, how do you call them VIPs? How the fuck are child abusers VIPs? What's all this very important fucking people? They ain't important people, mate. They need lots of therapy, lots of help, and can they be reformed? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe as I get closer to all of this, maybe I will have these conversations with people, but I'm not ready for all of that just yet. So yes, please do know that if you do see all this activity, just do as you're told at the moment, just for the moment. to those that obviously know what they've got to do, as they know, Yellow Jackets, XR, all of these people, lots of different funding, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I froze on that, did I? That was only because of my battery. So talk you conspiracy theorists. No, it was just my iPhone going 20% left. It just froze me off. So, yes, a little bit of Kelly. Here's some of my art that you've seen before. But this is my family back in 2000. And, well, this is actually before 2010. You know, this is me with my children and my life, and now I'm here with two children and a man that I don't even know whether he framed and set me up or loves me and protects me. I have no idea right now, and I don't even want people penetrating my brain over this, but I'll never ever forget that police officer telling me about my movement growing and being infiltrated and all of this. So I don't know, I haven't processed it, but I'm quite happy where I am in my life right now. I'm quite happy where I've moved to. It's not where I want to be in my dreams, but I'm better than where I was before, and I'm great with that. And I'm glad that I've got here, even though it's been an absolute ball ache of complaints and shit in what's called a social housing crisis. At the end of the day, we need to be independent. Money exists, property exists, cars exist. If you want these things, you can't ask the state to pay and then have a go at it. You know, you can't have these support systems in place, but don't work. They need rectifying, and we need to reform. You know, prisons need to. My car's just tooted outside, nothing to do with me, but hey, we need the reform. The Lord has spoken. You know, we need this. Like my little balcony, you can see the stars. Shame you can't see, so I need better equipment. I do actually like the latest iPhone. Talk about check it out, as if I might have to see. I'd actually write to them and ask them for one, but I'd be too worried about all the freaking shit it's in it. I mean, they listen on it. We know, we know what China's doing. We know the great big surveillance that's going on. It's not conspiracy. You can watch Parliament is live. You can watch these things. But what you've got to remember is there's people coming up from it. There's people that are wanting to be voted in. I think it's the mayor's. I'm not sure of the calendar of it. I think the general election is not for another 4 years, but they're doing all the mayor and everything. But we're going to go for a big reform. So be a champion for yourself. Be a champion for your family. Be a champion for, you know, your legacy of your name, and a champion for, you know, your community. And you know, I've got all these little old dears around me, but the problem is, Boris Johnson, you've rationed stuff so people like me can't go to the shop and get everybody's lists. So you've got to be able to do this. You've got to be able to enable for neighbour to neighbour to be able to help people, and that's really important right now. And we need to have that heart. So, you know, people have to cross over from the competitive to the creative. It's about working in co-symbioticness. You don't need corruption when everybody wins, basically. You know, if somebody's building a film, every person is important in it, from the actors to the film person. Someone like me can't do what I need to do without a camera stood in front of me and filming it and being able to edit it. I can't do that. News presenters, people like that, they don't do that themselves. That's all done for them. They just turn up, sit down and do what they've got to do. But you can't say what people like me say. You can't work in these jobs. You can't work in psychology. You can't work in police. You can't work in these agents and things like that. MI5. MI5's real, you fucking idiots. It's not just Spook's program. It's got a bloody massive big tower in the middle of London. If you haven't ever been to London, then have a walk over London Bridge, and there it is right in front of your face. You know, so it's not exactly hiding from you, is it? So it's not this big grand conspiracy. NASA, all of these things, everybody knows about Roswell's and all of these things. What people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and stuff like that's done, and even Bill Gates to a degree, is they've shown you that they've outbuilt the government, basically. So they've shown you what's been hidden all these years from you, the bunkers, all of this stuff, the fact that they're all preparing here in Portsmouth before I go. Do you know, I need to see how much money's gone into it. But they've literally taken over like our end of South Sea Common near the park for all the building equipment, because they're now actually renovating all the sea walls here, and I'm assuming this is going on all the way around the UK. They say it's to do with global warming and all of this stuff, but come on, man, you've got to remember turrets she built. This is all Henry VIII. They've built a massive big ship in the middle of Portsmouth at the moment. Is it ornamental, or is that where they know that the sea line is coming in? Hence why I need to keep continuing where I am so I can see everything going on. Because my MP here is the shadow minister for the Ministry of Defence. I see and hear everything. Catch you later. Not everything, but I try. I feel it. Embrace it. The Lord upgrades me if I don't know. I got Google.